So in our example 1, let us write the following fractions as decimals. Write the following fractions as decimals. Remember, a fraction has a number up and a number down, or it has a numerator and a denominator. Then a decimal has a decimal point. So we want to change fractions to decimals. Okay, so let's have A as 2 out of 5. Then we have B as 3 out of 4. Let's have it at 3 out of 4. Okay, now let's get our solution. So we have got 2 out of 5. Now, to write 2 out of 5 as a decimal, we divide 2 by 5. In other words, we will say that we have 2 and we have 5. So 2 divided by 5, it is not possible, right? Because 2 is small and 5 is big. Is it okay, Arocha?
Yes.
Yes. So because 2 is small and 5 is big, so we will write a 0. When we write a 0, we put a point here. Now, we know that we can also add a 0 here, but we just look at it as 20. And now you consider like 20 divided by 5. If you get 20 divided by 5, you are going to get 4, right? And 4 times 5, you will still get 20. And then when you subtract, you get a 0. So this means that 2 out of 5 is the same as 0.4. Did you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, that is our part A. Okay, now for our part B, let's have 3 out of 4. This we will just get, we will divide 3 by 4. So let us have 3 divided by 4. Can we get 3 divided by 4? Yes or no? Because you know that 3 is smaller than 4, so we just have a 0 because it is impossible. And 0 times 4, you will get 0. Okay, so let's assume that this is 0 and you get 30 divided by 4. What is 30 divided by 4, student? What do we get? 30 by 4. Yes? Why?
Yes.
What is 30 divided by 4?
7.
Yes.
28.
Yes, you get 7, and 7 times 4, you get it as 28. Just consider it as 30 minus 28. What do you get?
2.
2. And now, what is 2 divided by 4? Is it possible or not possible?
Not possible because 2 is smaller than 4.
Very good. So we write a 0, and you consider this as 20. 20 divided by 4, what do you get?
5.
5. And 5 times 4, you get 20.
Yes.
When you subtract, you get 0. So this implies that 3 out of 4 is the same as 0.75. Do you understand that, all of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, you see that this is a fraction and this is a decimal. This is a fraction, this is a decimal. You understand that? So this is actually what we wanted. We just want to write a fraction as a decimal. So the only difference is that 3 out of 4 is a fraction and 0.75 is a decimal, but they all have the same meaning. They are equal. All right. So if we use the same method and we have a fraction like 3 out of 2, 3 out of 2, you will just get 1.5. If you have used the same method and you have 4 out of 25, this will be 0.16. You see that? If you use the same method and let's say that you have got 19 out of 20. 19 out of 20, it will give you 0.95. So, I want you to check something. Let's say that you have got 1.5. Do you know that 1.5 is the same as 1.5000 and many zeros? Do you know that? Or you don't know?
Yes, no.
Yes, okay. If you have 0.16, 0.16, it is the same as 0.16000 and many zeros without ending. If you have 0.95, it is the same as 0.95 and many zeros repeating. So that's why we say that a decimal like 1.5, a decimal like 0.16, a decimal like 0.95, these are called zero repeating decimals. Zero repeating decimals. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Yes, we say that zero repeating because they have many other zeros coming. because we have many zeros repeating without ending. So that's why we call them zero repeating decimals. If you don't want to call them zero repeating decimals, you can say zero recurring decimals. Zero recurring decimals. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I want us to look at another example. We'll look at example number 2. Okay, let's say express the following fractions as decimals. Okay, and let's have A as a third. You can also call it 1 out of 3. Let's have B as 2 out of 3. And let's have C as 8 out of 11. So we are going to change these fractions and we write them as decimal numbers, like what we did from example number 1. Okay, so let's have our solution. For part A, we have 1 out of 3. This means that we should divide 1 by 3. So it means that we will have 1 divided by 3. So what do we get 1 divided by 3, student? Yes?
Cannot.
Cannot. So we have to write
Write 0.
and a point. And just assume that this is 10. You just have to add a 0 here. So what is 10 divided by 3?
3.
3. And what is 3 times 3?
9.
And what is 10 minus 9?
1.
1.
1.
Okay. So can we get 1 divided by 3? Still no. So
0.
we write a 0, and 10 divided by 3, we get
3.
3 times 3, we get 9.
9.
Minus, we get 1.
1.
1 divided
Why?
by 3 cannot. So
Yes.
10 divided by 3, we get 3.
3.
3 times 3, we get 9.
9.
Minus, we get 1.
1.
What does this mean?
เศษส่วนซ้
We are getting 3, 3, 3, 3. Do you think we can finish? Because these are many threes coming. So this actually means that our fraction 1 out of 3 is the same as 0.333 repeating. You understand that?
Yes.
It's a kind of a special fraction and a decimal, you see that the numbers will continue repeating. You cannot finish. So this is the type of a fraction that will give you this kind of a decimal that will have a number coming. So actually this one, we call it 0.3 repeating. It means that 3 continues coming. It cannot stop. All right. So let's see how example B will look like. We want to see if it will also be repeating or it will not be repeating. Okay. So 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 actually means that we divide 2 by 3. Okay, so we have 2 and we have 3. So what is 2 by 3?
Cannot.
So we have to write a 0.
A 0.
Yes, and let's say that here we also have a 0, but we read it as 20. What is 20 divided by 3?
6.
Yes, we get 6. And 6 times 3, it will be 18. Okay, so let's consider 20 minus 18. What do we get? 2. All right. You see, we are getting back to 2. So 2 by 3. You see that we get a 0. 20 divided by 3, what we get? 6. And 6 times 3, we get
18.
You see that?
Yes.
Okay, now we say minus 20 minus 18. What do we get?
2.
2. Maybe 3 is repeating. What do you think? Oh, sorry, 6.
0.
6 is repeating maybe. Let's check what we'll get. Say 20. 6, 18 minus 2.
Yes.
No. 6 is repeating. You see that?
Yes.
So this actually means that 2 out of 3 is the same as 0.666 repeating. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Let's check part C. I don't know if this also will be repeating or not repeating, but let's find out. Let's call this part C. And we have got 8 out of 11. So this one we have to divide 8 by 11. So we get 8 divided by 11. 8 by 11, what do we get?
0.
0 and a point. Let's say that here we have got a 0 and we read it as 80. What is 80 divided by 11?
7.
We get 7. And 7 times 11, we get 77. Just get 80 minus 77. What do you get?
3.
3. Okay, so 3 by 11.
By 0. Right 0.
Write 0 and 30 divided by 11. What do you get?
2.
We get 2. And 2 times 11, we get
22.
22. Subtract and get
8.
8. You see?
Yes.
This is 8, and already here at first it had 8. Let's try again, we see. Let's consider this as 80. 80 by 11, what do we get?
7.
We get 7, and 7 times 11 will be 77. Minus, we will get 3. You see, this is 3 that we had. So what is 3 by 11? What do we get?
Like 0.
Right, 0 and 30 by 11, what do you get?
2.
2. 2 times 11, we get?
22.
When we subtract, we get?
8.
Oh my God. So what do you think about this? Which
0 by 7 2 7 2 7 2 7 2.
Yes, it means that we will continue getting 72727272 without end, right? So this actually means that our fraction 8 out of 11 is the same as 0.7272 with 72 repeating. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay. So let's find out more about this type of decimals. So when we use this method of dividing, and let's say that we have got a fraction like 16 out of 45. We use same method like this one of dividing 8 by 11. Here we divide 16 by 45. We will get 0.3555 repeating. And you see for this one, 3 is not repeating, but 5 is repeating endlessly. It cannot stop. If we have a fraction like 9 out of 37, 9 out of 37, this will give us 0.243, 243, 243, 243 repeating. So here 3 numbers are repeating. 243, 243, 243. And if we have like 171 divided by 99, using the same method that we have seen in A, B, and C, we will get 1.727272 repeating. And for a fraction like 3 out of 7, this will give us 0.428, 428,571. And again, 428,571. You see? Again, 428,571. It will continue repeating like that. You understand that, student?
Yes.
Now, I want you to note that this kind of decimals, this kind of decimal, this one, this one, this one, and what we have seen in A, B, and C, these are called repeating decimals. Remember, the other ones were called zero repeating decimals, but these ones are just called repeating decimals. All recurring decimals. Do you understand that, student?
Yes.
Okay. So there is a special way of writing these kind of repeating decimals. And this is what I'm going to show you. Look, if there is only one digit repeating, let me write for you. We'll write condition 1. If there is one digit repeating, if there is one digit repeating, for example, let's say we have 0.333 repeating. This is how we write it. We are going to write this as 0.3 with a dot on the top of 3. Do you see that? You understand that, student?
Yes.
You write 0.3 and a dot on the top of 3. It means that it is only 3 that is repeating. And we will read this as 0.3 repeating. 0.3 repeating. Let's call this like number 1. And let's say that we have 0.777 repeating. For this one, we write 0.7 and a dot on the top of 7. Do you understand that, Arocha? Yeah?
Yes.
Paula May, do you understand? Aye. Please follow. This is something very easy. Okay, 0.7 and a dot on 7. And this will read it as, who can read for me that?
0.7 repeating.
Yes, repeating.
Yes, yes.
0.7 repeating. 0.7 repeating. And if we have, let's say, call it number 3, and we have 0.3555, 5 repeating. We were going to write this as 0.35. On top of 5, that's where we write a dot, because 3 is not repeating, but 5 is repeating. So we write 0.3 and then a dot on the top of 5. And we read this as 0.35 with 5 repeating. You understand that?
Understand.
0.35 with 5 repeating. That's how we do it. And then let's have condition number 2. Condition 2. If there are 2 or more digits repeating, if there are 2 or more digits repeating, we write a dot above the first and the last repeating digits. Repeating digits. Okay, now we look at this as an example. Let's have 0. Hello. Hola, please, you can mute your speakers. Okay, so let's have number 1 as 0.727272 repeating. So this one we are going to say that we have 0.72. We write a dot on the top of 7 and a dot on top of 2. Do you understand that?
Yes.
We say that this is 0.72 with 7, 2 repeating. If we have, let's say, 0.673673 repeating, we say that we have 0.673, a dot on 6 and a dot on 3. Is that okay? You understand that? Then we say that we read it as 0.673 with 673 repeating. I hope that is understood, right? Have you understood, student?
Yes, understand.
Okay, so we are going to stop here for our lesson of today. Your homework is on page 45. Page 45 of your textbook. So, step 1, what you are going to do, I'm going to send you this video clip. You copy notes to your yellow notebook. When you finish, you go to your textbook, you go to page 45 and do homework. Then you take picture of the work that you will copy from the video clip from your notebook. You take picture. You also take picture of your homework. you send to me, then I will check and give you points. Is that okay?
Okay, teacher.
Okay, so now let us stop here for today.